That dang song. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maggie Fyvie, and today is a rainy day. And I thought, what better day to film a book video than on a rainy day? Like in my mind, those kind of things just go really well together, you know, hand in hand. Today we're going to be doing an old-fashioned book video or a book chat, and I'm going to chat you through the 5 books that I've read so far this year. 5! Yes, you heard me right. Grandma Mags, let me tell you, has never really been a reader. I was always really self-conscious about my reading. As a kid, I was always told that I was behind in reading and I wasn't where the rest of my class was or where I should be at my age, and I was very like, ugh, kind of just didn't really want to do it because, you know, if you're told you're not good at something, are you really going to want to do it? No. Unless you like absolutely love that thing to the max, but I just didn't love reading at the time because I just felt so insecure about it, you know? I really kind of started to love reading again when I read Bloom and You're a Badass last year, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna try and read books more books in 2018, and so far it's been really good because I've had so many books, you know, just kind of off the side waiting, and now I actually get to read them, which I love. So I try to read every night before bed, and I'm gonna share with you the 5 that I've read. Not gonna lie, 4 out of the 5 are celebrity involvement, of course, but nonetheless, I think we should just get into this video. Alright, so I'm going to start off with this little guy here, and I talked about this in my April favorites video. It's by Lauren Graham, and it's called Talking as Fast as I Can. And if you don't know Lauren Graham, she is one of the stars of Gilmore Girls. I love her. And I got this book for Christmas 2 years ago now, and I really wanted to read it. This was kind of right after the Year in the Life Gilmore Girls reboot kind of came out. And I really enjoyed this book. I love how it's her stories, you know, from her writing, or her mouth, I guess you could say. So she talks about her childhood, she talks about her school days, she talks about her career. She even just has like random little chapters in here, like just talking about her views on certain things, and it's absolutely hilarious. I would highly recommend you check this out if you're a fan of Gilmore Girls, because I really enjoyed it. So props to you, Lauren Graham. Love this. And I think she has a new book out now, which I probably should check out. But yeah, I just love this one so much. Okay, we're gonna continue on the Lauren Graham theme because I also read her fiction book that she wrote called Someday, Someday Maybe. Now, this book I loved. It's all set in New York. It's about this young, you know, trying to make her way in the world actress who lives in Brooklyn with a couple of roommates and is trying to, you know, make a name for herself. She's trying to land parts and land jobs, basically. And it also talks about like her personal life, some love interest going on, her friends. Of course, it's just New York City, which I love. So just reading about it is just even better, you know? I actually read this when I was in New York. Like I started reading it the week before and I just brought it with me. And I sat in front of this window one morning and I just read for like half an hour, you know, which is a lot for me in the morning because usually you're like running out the door somewhere. But I really enjoyed this book. And again, if you like New York, if you're a creative person or like a person trying to make it in a creative career, I would highly recommend this because it's just very motivational, and it kind of says like, don't worry if you're not where you thought you'd be almost at a certain age. You know, that kind of is a topic, a main topic for this book. And yeah, I just really like this book a lot. So again, Lauren Graham, good for you. Love this. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the Mindy books. You guys know how I feel about Mindy Kaling, the Mindy Project, the whole spiel. I love this woman so much. I just, oh, if I could meet her in real life, I would, I don't think I would even be able to talk, which is saying a lot for me, you know, because I talk a lot. But I read both of her books. So the first one that she came out with is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns. And this one I think might be my favorite. Oh, it's hard to choose, but this really talks about her childhood and, you know, growing up with immigrant parents and living in Boston. She also talks about like her first jobs, you know, like working on The Office, living in New York, and like again trying to make her way in the world. And really love hearing those stories because it gives me motivation. I'm like, okay, if these people, you know, start from the bottom, that means that I'm not too off track, you know what I mean? So I just love this. This is such a small book too. Like, both of these are pretty short. So again, if you're not even a reader but you like Mindy Kaling, I would really recommend it. And they're both hilarious. I mean, oh man. Oh yeah, she talks about Hollywood in here, like her first experiences with Hollywood. Oh, and like her views on love life, which I think is hilarious. Like the way that she talks about society and love life and stuff, I don't know. I found it very relatable. I really enjoyed this book and I found it so funny. It's just so Mindy, you know? So yeah, there's that one, highly recommend. The other one is Why Not Me, and this is her newest one. This I really was excited to read, especially after I watched her Dartmouth? No. Dartmouth? Yeah, Dartmouth. Why did I think that sounded so weird? Anyway, her commencement speech that she did at, you know, graduation. And she talked about, she asked herself, why not me? Like, if it's gonna happen to other people, why not me? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read that book next. And again, I really enjoyed this. I read it very quickly. It's not as much about her childhood as it is about kind of like her life, her career, kind of life experiences she's had. I mean, she also has like random chapters where she talks about her thoughts on different things, you know, kind of like in Lauren Graham's book, for example, like weddings, sororities, that kind of stuff, you know? This one I feel like is totally different from the first one. And I don't even know how to describe it, but I feel like this is more current, maybe? And that was like young Mindy, this is like current Mindy, I don't know. One thing that I really enjoyed reading though is her talking about meeting Obama, because she had this whole story about how she was going to date this guy who worked for Obama. I think he was a security guard for Obama. Oh man. Anyway, I love that. We're going to the state dinner. I loved it a lot. Also a lot more about the Mindy Project itself in here, because this one was probably a little bit more about The Office. There's still a decent amount in here about The Office, but yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbing, but if you haven't read these books and you're a fan of Mindy, get on it. Okay, and the last one is a totally different subject. I also have mentioned this in a favorites video. It's the Paris Bath and Beauty book by Chrissy Callahan. And this I really liked. It's, again, a totally different kind of book than the other four. But this one is all about, you know, the idea behind French beauty and the French woman, and like, I don't even know how to describe it, but there's tons of different things talking about makeup and skincare. There's a section on style and on spa, on indulgence and moderation, self-care. Like there's tons of different things in here. Also, the really cool thing about this book is there's recipes in it to make different skin and body products. So this one is, for example, almond paste for hands. There's an aloe face mist. Like there's tons of different things you could totally try at home. And the idea is, you know, French beauty is supposed to be very simple, very minimal. So if you've ever, like, you know, thought maybe you want to check out French beauty or are really interested in it, I was heavily obsessed with it a couple months ago. I still am pretty obsessed with it, but I would definitely recommend this. It's very good. So those are all the books that I've read so far this year. Are you proud of me? I'm pretty proud of myself. I know none of those books are particularly large, but I find that with my attention span, I can't really read the huge books. At least I have, I mean, that's wrong. I read Outlander, but it took me like 2 years to get through that book because I just couldn't, I don't know, it was like I just didn't make time for it, you know? And now I'm making it a priority. I'm making time for it every night before I go to bed, or whenever I have downtime and I want to relax and, you know, like, forget about the world. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know your book recommendations in the comments because I'm always looking for something new to buy. Oh yeah. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, you know, join the fam. And yeah, I love you so much and I will see you in the next one. Bye.